Hello, and welcome back to another listening episode. As you saw, the date just fly by there. It is April 9th, 2020, and we are having a snowstorm. This is the view from my back deck. The flakes were big and fluffy. This is from my front yard later that night, and you can see my footprints going out to the road. While I will admit the snow is beautiful, I am done with the snow and I am ready for spring. A couple things about this picture. Unfortunately, at the top, there are some electrical wires that kind of makes everything look a little uglier than it has to. I wish these wires could be buried, but because the ground freezes so much where I live, it would be hard for them to be buried. Also, it would be very expensive. You can see my neighbor's mailbox is not straight, it's tilted, and that is because the water underground will freeze and then unfreeze, causing the ground to expand and then contract. Our roads are often cracked because of this in the spring. If you also notice, there is a line of snow that is higher than the rest. That is from when the plow came by to clear the street. We call that pile of snow the scraper track, and it is especially difficult to shovel because the snow is often very heavy. My wife took this picture, and this is the path that I showed in listening comprehension number 1. This is a little stream that runs along the path. I'm also running a contest to win a half-hour conversation with me. If you would like more details, I'll talk about it at the end of this video. I took this picture on our walk back to my house. Again, my wife, my son, and myself went for the walk while my daughter stayed home and sang. I like this picture of the tree in front of my house. I just wish the electrical wires weren't in the way. This is the total amount of snow we got when the storm was finished. To me, it looks like we got about 8 inches of snow. This was the next morning after the storm, April 10th, 2020. Again, it looks quite beautiful, but I am ready for spring. I have the best neighbors. One of my neighbors is named Craig, and he plows my driveway for free. Normally, it would probably cost me about $30 to have my driveway plowed every storm. If you look at my neighbor's house across the street, they have not had their driveway plowed yet. They will snowblow their driveway, and I will have a picture of a man snowblowing later in this video. Unfortunately, the ground is not frozen anymore, and so when my neighbor plowed my driveway, he dug up some of the grass, which I will need to fix later on this spring. In an earlier video, I mentioned my brother-in-law made my wife and me masks. This is a picture of my mask. However, I did not wear it while I was driving. In fact, I didn't have to wear it at all when I went out for my drive. This is a group of trees in my neighborhood. These trees are called white birch trees. They are pretty to look at because their bark is white. Unfortunately, they are not strong trees and often bend under the weight of the heavy snow. Thankfully, this time they only bent. They did not break. The snow from this storm was very heavy and caused some tree limbs to break. In fact, one broke near my house and knocked down an electrical wire. We lost power, or we lost electricity for only a few seconds. My neighbors lost it for most of the night and a lot of the morning. It's hard to see from my picture, but if you look in the center, that is an actual tree that fell down. Luckily, there were no wires underneath. In my opinion, this is the most beautiful building in my town. It is called St. Peter and Paul's Basilica. If you are enjoying this video, would you please subscribe to the channel and give me a thumbs up? There are 3 popular ways to get rid of snow around here. One is good old-fashioned shoveling. One, if you can afford it, is snow blowing, like this man is doing. He is using a snowblower to get rid of the snow. And yes, I took another creepy photo. If you saw listening comprehension number 1, there was a man mowing his lawn. Sorry, I had to be creepy just for a second, but I thought it would help the video. This is a far shot of what we call the falls in my town. I will show a video that will give you a better perspective. And here is a nice colorful sign on the side of a building that says hopeful. Here is one of my favorite restaurants in town. It's called Pedro O'Hara's. It is half Irish and half Mexican food. Unfortunately, as you can see, the parking lot hasn't been plowed because they are forbidden to open because of the virus. One of the first meals I'll have once the quarantine is over is a meal at Pedro O'Hara's. If you look to the left of this picture, you can see St. Peter and Paul's Basilica, and if you look down, you can see 2 words spray painted on the bricks: hope and love. This is a walking tour you can take of my town, Auburn, Maine, and it is called the Museum in the Streets. Along the walk, there are many historical buildings. I like this building a lot, although it is not historical. It is an old gas station that had been turned into a hair salon. My son gets his hair cut here. Even though nobody is at school, if you look on that sign, you can see flashing lights. That is to let you know you need to slow down to 15 miles per hour because there is a school nearby. And the last picture, a little creepy, a little cringy, but not too bad. This picture is of a man in his pickup truck with a plow clearing off somebody's driveway. All right, that's going to do it for the listening comprehension. I always record these in a car because it sounds a little bit better. Hope you enjoyed it. But if you're sticking around for the contest rules, there are going to be actual notes in the description box. But what I'm asking you to do, if you want, of course, you don't have to. Maybe you don't want to talk to me for a half an hour. But for the next 2 weeks until April 24th, I'm having a contest to win a half-hour conversation with me. Maybe it will help your English one-on-one. Ask all the questions that you want. Maybe you just want to have a conversation with me. Maybe you would like me to get a lesson ready for you. But it's some one-on-one time with me. And I'm asking you to go to my podcast, which is called Learn American English with this guy. And it has to be Apple Podcast, though. And leave a 5-star review and leave a rating. So the two things, rating, 5 stars, and then the review, and then a nickname. So put the nickname. It doesn't have to be your real name, just a nickname. And then email me what your nickname was. And I'll enter you into the drawing. And on April 24th, I'll email you back with a number, your number. And on April 24th, I will draw a number. And whichever number wins will be that half-hour conversation. So the email address that you'll tell me your nickname that you use for the review will go to thisguylearnsitalian@gmail.com. And that's going to be probably very difficult to remember, seeing I can't remember it. If you look in the description box, you'll see where to email your information. If you have any questions about it, leave a comment. I hope I explained it correctly, maybe with this explanation and then the written directions in the box. It'll make sense. If not, let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.